I'm Mark.
And I'm Josh.
And this is Alter Ego Comics TV for the week of May 27th, 2015. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go back and check out our giant-sized 200th episode. So large, we had to split it into two parts, so you get to meet the rest of Team Alter Ego. We answer your questions, talk about comics that we like, and it was really fun to kind of hang out after hours and get everybody involved. So check that out, let us know what you think. For this week, a ton of cool stuff, most of it with Secret Wars in the title. But before we get to that, my pick of the week is actually a book that I really want people to check out and not overlook, and it's called Sons of the Devil by Brian Bucoletto with artwork by Tony Infante, or something like that. Why can't people have last names that are easy to pronounce? Smith, Jones, Young, anyway. It's published by Image. Brian Bucoletto is writer of the New 52 version of The Flash for the first 3 volumes at least. Really good stuff. Creator-owned book. From Image, and it's about cults, it's about mystery, it's about craziness, and I really enjoyed it. The main character in the book is a guy named Travis, who was orphaned as a child and may or may not be the son of a cult leader who's been trying to round up all of his children to harness their power or something. We don't know. It's the first issue, so we don't really know.
Is this Boys from Brazil? Is that
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, the little kids of Hitler born in Brazil?
That was Terry Gilliam, right?
No.
Oh, never mind.
Brazil was Terry Gilliam.
Terry Gilliam.
Never mind.
And we're back. And Sons of the Devil is, for people who like shows like True Detective and American Horror Story, I think you'd really dig it. I think I started to say before we started talking about Brazil was the main character, a guy named Travis, who's very kind of like a Hawkeye, written that way. You know, he has a dog, he loves the dog, he's helpful to people, but he has a little bit of an anger management problem. And so we get to see little bits of that. He's a likable guy, and basically the characters that are in this story, the good ones anyway, are very likable, but there are some evil people on board as well, especially when you get to the last page. So kind of a little bit of a cliffhanger ending. Looking forward to the second issue, but this is a winner from Image Comics, Sons of the Devil #1. You should absolutely check it out.
Up this week, I've got Fight Club #2, Issue 1. This is written by Chuck Palahniuk. The guy that, yes, my boy. He wrote the original Fight Club novel, of course, and this is a direct continuation. This isn't an adaptation of another story or a prequel for a movie. This is original 2 Comics content as a sequel to an award-winning novel, which is super cool. This is from Dark Horse Comics, and it picks up right after the end of the novel. Now, if you are only familiar with Fight Club from the movie, the Free Comic Book Day issue was a recapping of the end of the novel, so that'd be something you want to seek out and check out to get you up to date before you read Fight Club 2. You can also make your way with just the issue itself, but if you have the opportunity, the Free Comic Day issue was good as well. And this picks up with the main character, the Edward Norton character. God, talking about this movie is going to be complicated, because people are...
You know what? All you need
Fight
to do...
Club is all jacked up. If you like Fight Club, read the book.
Say Fight Club 2 from Dark Horse Comics, written by the creator of Fight Club. Come and get it. That's all you need. If you like the movie, if you've read the book, here it is. It's out. It's only available in comics. Come and get it. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's not
what Mark said.
Drive people crazy with the movie and the book. And I've never seen the movie, so I've watched parts of it, but it's just not for me. Anything else about Fight Club 2?
No. The page layouts are really cool. Art by Cameron Stewart. Very evocative of the sort of bizarre descent into madness that is going on.
Covers by David Mack of Kabuki fame.
Yes.
Yes.
Of every comic convention in Ohio fame.
Yes. So Secret Wars is all over this table today.
The world.
We've got, between the two of us, we've got 6 different Secret Wars series that we want to talk about. So I'm going to do a combo of 4 different books here, just quickly telling you why you should pick them up. 99 #1, written by the Spider-Man 2099 team, or written by Peter David, artwork by Will Sliney, the creative team on Spider-Man 2099. You don't need to know anything. That's the beauty of these Secret Wars books, is that you don't really need to know anything going in. You're starting with a blank slate. In this issue, we're focusing on the Avengers of 2099, and they are not who you would think they would be. Also, Miguel O'Hara, who is Spider-Man in the Spidey 2099 universe, is playing a very different role in this book. Hercules is back.
Yay!
So we got that going for you. Really enjoyed it. Again, by the team of Spider-Man 2099, and I love that book too. Infinity Gauntlet number 1 is actually Alex's pick of the week this week. You remember Alex, episode number 200, bald guy. This is co-written by Jerry Dugan and Dustin Weaver, with artwork by Dustin Weaver. Dustin Weaver's artwork is awesome in this. I really enjoyed it. The beauty of this book is that there are no recognizable characters from the Marvel Universe in this at all, yet you still care about these new characters that we're introduced to. Basically living on a part of Battle World that has been overrun by the Chitauri, bugs, some kind of thing. It's kind of like an alien infestation, where the mother of this family has gone off to join the Nova Corps. So the Nova Corps is involved, but no recognizable members of the Nova Corps. It's very much a War of the Worlds vibe, you know, kind of a family on the run trying to survive. Really, really enjoyed it, and Alex did as well. Inferno number 1. Inferno was huge for me when I was a teenager. The book came out in, like, I don't know, 89, give or take. And this is a part of Battle World where the forces of Hell, the demons from Hell, as well as Ilyana Rasputin and Madeline Pryor, the Goblin Queen, are ruling over Manhattan, parts of Manhattan. Is it the same Manhattan as the...
I don't think so. I think we've got multiple parts of Manhattan.
Yeah, it's a little confusing with that. It's written by Dennis Hopeless. Artwork is really solid. If you're a fan of the X-Men, you'll really like this, but if you read the original series, I think you'll like it even more. I do think it's accessible to everybody, but it's kind of fun to see where these characters in this what-if type of scenario have gone off. And finally, Secret Wars Journal number 1 is 2 stories. The first story focuses on members of the Young Avengers, including Kate Bishop and Hulkling and Wiccan. And the second part, I'm drawing a complete blank on.
It was about Moon Knight, and there were some X-Men. And...
Yep, it had Nightcrawler and Wolverine and some other folks with Moon Knight and Khonshu Chicken was there. Secret Wars Journal, really good. The first part, as I said, it's kind of a Robin Hood type scenario from the 1602 world, kind of, sort of.
They said during the reign of Edward, so it would be... It's not exactly... It's that era, but it's not specifically the 1602
circa Marvel
stuff.
1602, where the sheriff is the Punisher. But it's just so fun to see these characters done this way, where they're recognizable, but there's a lot of new stuff too. And as I said with Infinity Gauntlet, we're dealing with a whole family of characters we've never seen before, and you're still able to get sucked into it. So big thumbs up for me for all things Secret Wars this week.
All right. And next up for me, we've got, hey, Secret Wars. It is Inhumans, Attilan Rising, number 1, written by Charles Soule. Who's Charles Soule? The guy that writes Inhumans.
He's awesome.
And a bajillion other books. And we've got pencils from John Timms. And Inhumans was a lot of fun. This is one of the things I like about what's going on in Battle World, is you can basically tell whatever story you want. We've got 2 kind of, well, it's one connected story, but you've got a group of Inhumans, well, composed partially of Inhumans, and a guy who is Ghost Rider, right?
He's Agent G.
Yeah,
and
Agent
he's
G.
got a flaming skull.
And he has a car with, like, fire on it.
He's awesome.
It's very cool. It's very evocative of, like, a 20s, 30s, kind of a Great Gatsby era. He talks kind of in like a 20s gangster. And then after their stuff gets revolved, they're invading Greenland, which in Battle World is composed almost entirely of Hulks. And apparently there's just Hulks everywhere, like leaping out of the ground. Like the animals are Hulks. I don't even know what's going on. But it's very cool. And then that sets up some stuff with Doom, who is, of course, god of Battle World. And Medusa, who is the leader in this universe as well of New Attilan, which I think is New Attilan from our timeline, but is definitely in Manhattan.
Along with everything else.
With everything else. Everything's in Manhattan. And the reveal at the end is, again, continues the theme of like a 20s era feel, and was a very cool, fun interpretation of an existing character.
And I was completely surprised. I kind of knew that that's where they were going.
Well, you could see some of the stuff going in, like the way the buildings were shaped and stuff. There were clues, but
I knew that's where they were going, but I was surprised by how we actually see this character get revealed.
Yeah.
Again, I can't say enough about Secret Wars and the way they're handling this. Just so much fun. Fun is the right word. Fun's the word I would use. All New Hawkeye, number 3, has turned out to be a pleasant surprise. Moving from the Fraction Aja reign or run over to Jeff Lemire and Ramon Perez, was a little skeptical, and I've enjoyed every issue of these 3 issues very much. I think Jeff Lemire has brought his own unique storytelling abilities to this, so he's not necessarily copying Fraction, he's bringing something new to the table, but the interplay between Clint and Kate is fantastic. One of the high points for me, though, or biggest, strongest selling points, is the artwork by Ramon Perez. It's just, the guy is so good, and he can draw in a variety of different ways, because the flashbacks are told in one way via his artwork, while the present day looks a little closer to the David Aja work, but actually a little tighter and a little cleaner to me, anyway. So it's seeing this relationship between Kate and Clint as kind of master and apprentice is very fun, as well as seeing Hawkeye's backstory come to life through the flashbacks. So, all new Hawkeye. If you, for some reason, didn't continue reading once Matt Fraction and David Aja, that guy, AJA, took off, you should absolutely come back and check it out. And it's not too late to get on board with the series, especially if you're a Hawkeye fan.
And the layouts were super cool, the way it was positioned and stuff. I thought that was very interesting. And my pick of the week this week is Old Man Logan, #1, written by Brian Michael Bendis with art by Andrea Sorrentino?
Yeah,
what is
it's a guy, Andrea Sorrentino.
Okay, yeah, Andrea Sorrentino, who did I, Vampire during the New 52 relaunch,
You're correct, sir.
Yes. And this is...
And Green Arrow, I should say. When Lemire was writing Green Arrow, he did.
Okay, yeah, Sorrentino.
It's a very unique art style.
It's iconic.
Yeah, shut up.
Old Man Logan #1 is a little different than some of the other Battleworld stuff, as in you really need to have read Old Man Logan. I mean, you don't have to. You can follow it without, but there's a lot going on here that's referencing what happened in Old Man Logan, and you should read it. It's one of our favorite Marvel stories.
It's one of the best Wolverine stories.
Yes. And so, long story short, terrible things have happened to Wolverine, far future, most of the people in the world are dead, and so this has been transplanted to Battleworld. And basically, we're just continuing, after the resolution of the story in Old Man Logan. I guess, am I going to spoil that or not? I guess I don't have to.
No.
The things that resolve out of there, we see him taking the next logical step. Old Man Logan is about Wolverine being broken. He's so beaten up, he won't even pop his claws. He becomes essentially a pacifist. And this is about what happens when he's, by the end of the story, woken up to be a hero again, and how do you fix a world that's gone so horribly, horribly wrong. And he's basically Kane in Kung Fu, walking from place to place, getting in adventures. And the awesome part is these adventures involve a bunch of characters from the Marvel Universe, or descendants of characters from the Marvel Universe, or people who have taken up roles from the Marvel Universe. And it's really well laid out. It's paced incredibly well. I felt like this, of all the Battleworld stories, the most happened. There were a lot of events. I felt like I got a lot out of it. And it hit some very nice notes for fans of the series, of just any Marvel book, really. If you like Marvel Comics, you should be reading Old Man Logan.
If you like Wolverine, this is one of the few places where you can
He's alive in this book.
A living Wolverine, written by Brian Michael Bendis. We shouldn't even have to explain why you need to get this book. It's so, so good. So that's it. Lots of other cool stuff this week, but we don't want to do another 53-minute episode. Sorry. So what are you reading? What are you liking? What did you pick up for the week of May 27th that you want to share with the world and get more people reading? You've heard what we're talking about. Let us know in the comments below. Do you agree? Disagree? Throw some questions at us. You don't just have to ask questions when we do our 200th episode or our 300th episode. So post those in the comments below, and we'll do our best to get to them. So thanks for watching. As I said, we'll do our best to get back to a weekly schedule here, and we sincerely appreciate you watching the videos and sharing them. Thanks.